Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you can see it and you can purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today we're discussing the 2017 to present Panerai Luminor 1950 Submersible 3 Days PAM00682. The Luminor Submersible 1950 3 Days PAM00682 is a 42mm submersible, Panerai's first ever, and alongside the rose gold 684, a pair of trailblazers that made the deep diving ISO 6425 Panerai dive watches officially wearable on smaller wrists like yours truly. My wrist 16 centimeters in circumference, whereas the PAM00682 quite easily. Stainless steel and 42mm. The watch is also reasonably slender thanks to the next generation caliber 9010 automatic movement. 14.3mm thick, it will fit underneath most cuffs and all jackets. From lug to lug, reasonable for a Panerai. 51.7mm and then 22mm the spacing between the lugs if you want to accessorize, and because it's a Panerai, I know you will. The timepiece is equipped with a Italian-made vulcanized rubber bellows style strap. You can see the 1970s interlocking OP Panerai logo. It is a strap that features a bellows system as well as a little bit of a hollow on the underside that allows the wrist to vent quite well. This Italian-made strap is different in almost every respect, right down to the ovoid profile of the individual perforations for the pin of the buckle. So it's distinctively Panerai in every respect. A simple satin finished stainless steel pin buckle and a simple satin finished case profile. Very little high polish here. You'll be hard pressed to find it. You'll find it only in the bars retaining the strap. You'll also be happy to know that the premium quick release system is present and correct. This is not a spring bar Panerai. It features the quick release system. You depress the trigger on the bottom and then you push the bar through. It is both very secure and very user friendly for swapping out straps. You can see on the reverse side of the watch the SLC, the Solura Alunta Corsa, the manned torpedo used by the original Panerai customer, Italian Naval Special Forces, the Decima Flotilla, in most notably the raid on Alexandria. Basically, you ride the torpedo in, it's made of bombs, you leave it on the bottom of a battleship, and you get clear. The plan mostly worked. The timepiece, featuring the 1950 case, as you can see, it's a little bit more complex in its curves and its creases than the standard 1993 Alessandro Betterini Panerai case, often known as the Tunican. So the 1950 a little bit closer to the watches made under the banner of reference 6152 during the 1950s. The device protecting the crown, present and correct as ever, the crescent-shaped crown guard, a Panerai invention that gives you more protection than a shouldered crown guard, but also easier access than a screw-down crown, as you simply lift the bearing-equipped locking lever, and now you can wind the watch, you can set the watch, use the time zone feature, you can activate hacking or stop seconds. The watch has 300-meter water resistance, and you regain it simply by dropping the lever back down. This was originally designed both to prevent abrasion to the crown and to avoid having to thread a crown in and out, in and out, in and out repeatedly through its seals back in the day when Panerai watches were manual wind and service issued. So the system still works just as well today. The case features a rotating bezel, as the original Panerai 6152 might have been a dive watch by the standards of its day, but since 1996 we have an ISO definition of what a dive watch is. It's called the 6425, and this watch meets it. You have a constant seconds indicator, requisite water resistance, and a rotating bezel that acts as a timing reference. Take a listen, because the Luminor Submersible has the best sounding and feeling bezel in the dive business. It's sharp, it feels sharp, it is sharp, it sounds good, it feels good, it is good. Line up that luminescent pearl, and it is a generously sized pearl with the minute hand, and now you have an impromptu 0 to 60 minute timer that's just flat out easier to read than a chronograph. The dial is matte black, the indices are applique. It's a high grade dial designed to resist glare. You have a little bit of a cyan small seconds crosshair subdial, and then you have a monotone black date disc that blends nicely into the dial when not needed. Now I showed you the time zone function whereby you can actually move the hour hand independently of the rest of the indications. Note the watch is still ticking, the minute hand is still drawing itself along. You can actually change the date forward or backwards as you cross the international date line, and of course you have stop seconds if you need it. The new caliber 9010 underneath the case back. It is 6 millimeters rather than the 7.9 millimeters thick of the previous 9000 caliber, which is one of the reasons this watch is so slender. 31 joules automatic winding, 72-hour power reserve, manufacturer movement. It features 2 mainspring barrels for that long power reserve, as well as a very even torque release after 24 hours and 48 hours, which is when a single barrel watch will typically lose a lot of amplitude. Now, another change for the 9010 is that you go from a half bridge for the balance to a full bridge for the balance, which along with the existing free-sprung balance architecture makes the watch very shock resistant, and it beats away at a modern high beat rate of 28,800 vibrations per hour. It's the full package, and of course highly water resistant down to 300 meters. This is a diver through and through, albeit one that can be worn on wrists of all sizes or large wrists that prefer discretion. You can see and purchase this PAM00682 on the watch box. Luminor Submersible. Note the differential blue lume on the minute hand and the bezel pearl to make tracking your dive and your dive time very intuitive.